So, there's been a lot of controversy about Doom Eternal's soundtrack throughout the game's lifespan. This would be anything from Mick Gordon claiming to not have been paid for his work, to the original soundtrack of the game never being officially released, on Spotify and other platforms. And through all the drama with this game's music, there's always been one point that many fans of Doom Eternal think is probably the most important and the most disappointing. And that's the previously mentioned issue of the game's OST not being officially released. Now, as a brief summary of the situation revolving around the OST, Mick Gordon claimed that he'd been working for months on end with no pay. He claims that many of the tracks that he made for the OST had already been mixed without his knowledge, and he also claims that he was only paid for half of the work that he did, despite all of his work being used in the final product. Now, that was a very brief summary of the situation, but you get the point. And if you want to know more about it, I've made a less brief summary in this video right here, but yeah, all of this led to us not being able to listen to the game's absolutely phenomenal soundtrack. But I've got a message to give to id Software and Bethesda in regards to the music not being released. I'd also highly recommend giving this video a like to try and push it out to more people and hopefully get the companies and powers' attention, as difficult as that may seem. So, after the release of Doom Eternal and all of the initial drama happened, id Software found two new composers to do the music for both of Doom Eternal's DLC campaigns, The Ancient Gods Part 1 and The Ancient Gods Part 2. Those composers were Andrew Hulshult, who had previously worked on projects like Quake Champions and Dusk, and our other composer is David Levy, who has previously worked on Rooster Teeth's Red vs. Blue. Both these men are very talented composers, and have done an absolutely phenomenal job carrying on the legacy after Mick Gordon's departure from the series. Many of their tracks managed to keep the consistent tone of the new Doom series, and they were almost immediately welcomed by fans, as they've probably made some of the heaviest songs in the entire series, and a few of their tracks are arguably better than some of them that Mick Gordon's done, although I don't think it's very fair to compare them. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because I'm asking for an official release for both Tag 1 and Tag 2's soundtracks. We've already heard what a few of the tracks sound like when they're properly mixed, and they sound absolutely amazing, like this one. Isn't that great? From my understanding, there isn't any legal trouble with the Ancient Gods soundtrack. So why not bring Andrew Hulshult and David Levy in to mix the rest of the soundtrack and have it officially released on Spotify? Better yet, Doom's 29th anniversary is coming up soon, and that would be a great way to surprise fans of the series. It would also be very good for regaining a bit of goodwill since the whole Mick Gordon drama happened. I think it would get the company a lot of good press, and even if it costs a tiny bit more money, I think the benefits of doing something like this greatly outweigh the cost. And it would give people like me a chance to listen to this stuff during our lifting sessions. Many of the songs in these two campaigns would be great for giving me some energy in my morning workouts, because who doesn't want to listen to Blood Swamps while they're lifting? So, id Software, Bethesda, or whoever else is in charge of this stuff, please officially release the Ancient Gods soundtrack. We would all appreciate it. Now, in all reality, I very much doubt this is going to happen, but I do think it would be a nice thing, and I did want to make a video about it. And hopefully this video gets some traction so we can convince them to actually release it. And that's why I'd recommend liking this video and subscribing to the channel as well if you're interested in this kind of content. I've got a merch store, which I'd highly recommend checking out if you want to further support the channel. I've also got a Discord if you'd like to discuss this with anyone else. And if you're interested in what happened with Mick Gordon, you can check out this video up here on the right. And if you want to see my latest video, you can check out this video here on the left. But with all that said and done, thank you for watching, and as always, have a nice day.